Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into something really important, addiction recovery, but specifically through the lens of the Bay Area and Silicon Valley. It's a unique environment.
It really is. We're looking at how that high-pressure culture, the innovation, the long hours, that whole grind mentality
Yeah.
creates some very specific challenges for people, especially those high achievers who might be struggling silently.
And we'll be focusing on solutions too, specifically drawing from our sources on one provider, New Life Recovery Centers, NLRC, down in San Jose. What really jumped out is their history. They've been operating since 2004.
Yeah, that's huge. 21 years by 2025. For the
Yeah.
Bay Area, that kind of stability, well, it means a lot.
Absolutely. So our goal here is pretty clear. Help you understand addiction, particularly alcohol use disorder as the medical condition it is, and also lay out the comprehensive options like those at NLRC that are available, whether it's for you or, maybe someone you care about.
Okay, let's start with that pressure cooker environment. Silicon Valley, San Jose. It's known for incredibly high stress, right? Fast pace, long work hours, just relentless performance demands.
It's more than just a demanding job market, isn't it? It's like a whole culture of stress.
Exactly. And that culture directly fuels substance use. It becomes a coping mechanism. Maybe for anxiety, definitely for burnout.
And the numbers are frankly pretty shocking. Our sources mention nearly 70% of Gen Z and millennial workers in these high-stress jobs report using substances daily.
Daily, just think about that, to manage work stress. And things like layoff fears, worries about AI replacing jobs, that just pours gasoline on the fire, doesn't it?
So substances become less about socializing and more like a tool.
Precisely. A tool to get through the day, to wind down, maybe just to switch off and sleep, which leads us straight to this idea of the functional addict.
Right. The person who seems to have it all together, great career, family, looks successful on the outside, but is secretly dependent. Could be alcohol, stimulants, opioids.
And this is where the sources really push back on the term high functioning. An expert in the material made a great point. We tend to judge functioning solely based on work performance.
Okay. So they might be killing it at work.
Right. A star engineer, a CEO, whatever. But the addiction is still taking, and I quote, a terrible toll on people's families and on children in particular. That outward function is often just an illusion.
It's misleading then, because it hides the real damage happening behind the scenes.
Completely. And that's the danger. Because everything looks okay. People delay getting help. They rationalize it. I only drink good wine. I need this to focus. They wait until things really start to fall apart.
Like a health scare, or maybe their job performance finally slips, or the family just can't take it anymore.
Exactly. That delay is why having discrete professional options is so critical, especially in a place like the Bay Area.
Okay, so let's shift to the clinical side. How do the sources define alcohol use disorder, AUD, or addiction in general?
They frame it very clearly as a medical condition, a brain disorder, actually. The core issue is an impaired ability to stop or control using the substance, even when it's causing serious problems in your life.
Thinking of it as a medical issue is key, I think. Takes away some of the stigma, maybe, and focuses on treatment, not just willpower.
Absolutely. And getting treatment early often depends on spotting the warning signs. One of the big ones is increased tolerance, needing more and more just to get the same effect.
What else should people look out for?
Well, cravings are huge. That intense, almost overwhelming urge to use. Also using in risky situations, like, say, before driving. And neglecting responsibilities, work, home, school, whatever it is. And then, of course, withdrawal symptoms when you stop. Shaking, sweating, anxiety, nausea, that kind of thing.
Now, for the high-achieving types we've been talking about, the functional addicts, the signs might be subtler at first, right? Not necessarily the shakes right away.
Often, yes. It might be relying on the substance just to feel normal or to unwind every single night. It's not really about enjoyment anymore. It's become a need.
Okay. What else?
Maybe experiencing blackouts, memory lapses you can't explain, definitely rationalizing or hiding the use. It's just to relax after work, or minimizing how much they're actually consuming.
And maybe subtle shifts in behavior, like isolating more or unexpected mood swings.
Yes, exactly. Those can be signs that the outward stability is starting to crack.
This brings up a really important safety point. If someone recognizes these signs in themselves, why is just stopping cold turkey at home potentially a bad idea?
Oh, it can be incredibly dangerous, especially with heavy long-term alcohol use. Or with certain other drugs, too. Withdrawal isn't just unpleasant. It can lead to serious complications like seizures or delirium tremens, the DTs, which can be life-threatening.
So professional help isn't just advised, it's sometimes medically necessary for safety.
Definitely. That's why a medically supervised detox like the 24/7 monitored program NLRC offers is often the safest first step. It manages the physical risks before you tackle the deeper issues.
Right. Which leads us nicely into the solutions NLRC provides. You mentioned detox, but the sources emphasize their full continuum of care. What does that actually mean?
It means they have different levels of treatment tailored to where someone is in their recovery journey. So yes, there's the alcohol and drug detox we just talked about for managing that initial withdrawal safely.
Okay.
Then, for more intensive support, there's inpatient residential treatment. That's where you live at the facility, usually for 30, 60, maybe 90 days, getting round-the-clock care and therapy.
But what about people who can't just step away from work or family for a month or more, especially in Silicon Valley?
That's where their outpatient options are really key. They have a partial hospitalization program, or PHP, that's like intensive day treatment. You're there for structured therapy during the day, but go home at night. Assumes you have a stable home environment, of course.
And then there's the one that sounds specifically designed for professionals, the Super Flex IOP.
Yes, the Super Flex Intensive Outpatient Program, IOP. This one is really built around accommodating demanding schedules. Think evenings, maybe weekends. It lets people get serious evidence-based treatment without completely halting their career or, ignoring family responsibilities.
That seems crucial for lowering the barrier for someone who's worried about, say, losing their job if they take too much time off.
Exactly. It makes getting help feel more achievable for that population.
And what kind of therapy are we talking about in these programs? The sources mention a holistic approach, body, mind, spirit.
Yeah, they combine the gold standard evidence-based stuff. So cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, to work on thought patterns and behaviors, motivational interviewing, MI, to help people find their own reasons for change, and medication-assisted treatment, or MAT.
MAT's becoming more common, right? Using medications to help manage cravings and withdrawal.
Very much so, especially for alcohol and opioid use disorders. NLRC strategically combines MAT with therapies like CBT. MAT helps stabilize things physically, managing cravings, while therapy addresses the underlying psychological roots and coping skills. It's a powerful combination for long-term success.
Makes sense. And they don't just focus on the individual, do they? There's a family program mentioned.
Oh, absolutely critical. Addiction impacts the whole family system. Their family program provides counseling, education, helps rebuild trust, improve communication. It's about healing the support system alongside the individual. Lasting recovery is much, much harder without that family piece.
And the support doesn't just stop when the program ends.
No, that's another strong point. They offer free lifetime aftercare and alumni support groups. It really underscores that recovery isn't, a 30-day fix. It's an ongoing journey, and they provide ongoing support for that.
Okay, so if someone in the Bay Area is thinking, all right, I need help, or my loved one needs help, what makes NLRC stand out? What are those trust signals you mentioned earlier?
Well, first, that 21-year track record we talked about,
Huh.
since 2004. That longevity speaks volumes about stability and quality, especially in a market with a lot of turnover.
Right. They've seen a lot and adapted.
Exactly. They also have key accreditations, CRRF accredited, legit script certified. These aren't just logos. They mean the center meets really high external standards for care and ethical operation.
So proven history, recognized standards. Anything else?
I'd say there's stability internally, too. The sources suggest long-tenured staff, which usually means a consistent, compassionate culture, and they've clearly kept up with the science incorporating evidence-based therapies, MST. They're treating today's addiction challenges, not yesterday's.
Okay, that makes sense. So for someone listening who feels this might be the right path, what's the first step? How do they even start? It can feel overwhelming.
It usually starts with a simple, confidential phone call. They offer an initial consultation or assessment. It's totally private, just talking through the situation to figure out the best fit. Maybe detox is needed, maybe IOP is right.
And is it a long process to get started?
Apparently not. The sources indicate they focus on rapid admission. Often, people can start treatment within 24 hours once everything's approved. They understand that when someone's ready, you need to move quickly.
That's good to know. What about the practical side, insurance? Cost. That's always a big concern.
Yeah, and they seem very proactive here. NLRC is in network with most major insurance plans. Think Aetna, Anthem Blue Cross, Cigna, Kaiser Permanente, Optum United Behavioral Health, a lot of the big ones common in the Bay Area.
Okay.
They also work with PPO plans, some out-of-network insurance, employee assistance programs, EAPs, and union plans. The main thing to note is, being a private facility, They can't accept Medicare, Medicaid, or Medi-Cal.
Got it. Good to know the specifics. And physically, they're located right in San Jose.
Yep, 782 Park Avenue, Suite 1, San Jose, central location for the South Bay.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up. We've talked about the intense pressure cooker of Silicon Valley, how it can fuel that hidden functional addiction.
Hmm.
And the big takeaway seems to be that catching it early, especially for these high-functioning individuals, and using a comprehensive, discrete program like the full continuum offered by NLRC, particularly those flexible outpatient options, that really boost the chances of long-term success.
Absolutely. And maybe one final thought, drawing from the sources. Recovery isn't just about stopping something negative. It's framed as a genuine opportunity for transformation.
How so?
Well, a chance to rebuild relationships, maybe find new purpose, rediscover things you used to enjoy, or even explore new career paths or hobbies. Their alumni group seems to really foster that sense of building a new, fulfilling life. It's not an ending, it's truly a new beginning.
That's a powerful way to look at it. So if anything we've discussed today has resonated, if you're feeling like it's time to take that first step, remember that recovery is possible.
It really is, at any stage.
And for a confidential conversation about your options, the direct line for New Life Recovery Centers is 408-297-1182. Give them a call. It could be the start of that new beginning.